Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude. Every human being must be viewed according to what it is good for. For not one of us, no, not one, is perfect. And were we to love none who had imperfection, this world would be a desert for our love. It is the great parent of science and of virtue, and that a nation will be great in both, always in proportion as it is free. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another, as to remain always cool, and unruffled under all circumstances. The care of human life and happiness, and not their destruction, is the first and only object of good government. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. I predict future happiness for Americans, if they can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. Our civil rights have no dependence on our religious opinions any more than our opinions in physics or geometry. Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of the body and mind will vanish like evil spirits at the dawn of day. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be. I have sworn upon the altar of God, eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty. Every day is lost in which we do not learn something useful. Man has no nobler or more valuable possession than time. I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason to whatever results they led. I cannot live without books, but fewer will suffice where amusement, and not use, is the only future object. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. It is always better to have no ideas than false ones. To believe nothing, than to believe what is wrong. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. It is the great parent of science and of virtue, and that a nation will be great in both, always in proportion as it is free. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. It is error alone which needs the support of the government. Truth can stand by itself. Where the press is free and every man able to read, all is safe. When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. I cannot live without books, but fewer will suffice where amusement, and not use, is the only future object. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth, than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods and errors. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us dare to do our duty as we understand it. I am satisfied and sufficiently occupied with the things which are, without tormenting or troubling myself about those which may indeed be, but of which I have no evidence. A machine for making revolutions is doing precisely the wrong thing at just the right time. But as it is, we have the wolf by the ear, and we can neither hold him nor safely let him go. Justice is on one scale, and self-preservation on the other. When a man assumes a public trust, he should consider himself as public property. As our enemies have found, we can reason like men, so now let us show them we can fight like men also.